When will you get your stimulus check? How much money will you receive? I am here to get your questions answered. Hi, I'm the deal guy, Matt Granite from mattsdailydeals.com. I'm sure if you've seen me before, you know that I hunt down every single deal that you could think of from items on your shopping list. But these days I've shifted to essentials, and not only with the changing times, but the very uncertain times. And I want to ensure that anyone looking for relief from the government, assistance amidst everything going on right now and these massive changes in society. I don't know one profession or person that is safe right now. I'm here to show you how much money you'll get when you'll receive that money and then hopefully dispel many of the myths. This is a phenomenon where we are not only all in this together, but if you look at the people that have frequent paychecks still coming in or their employment is unaffected, chances are their health might be based on their job. So it's a really tough time for everyone, whether the paycheck is coming in or not. And let's start with how much you will receive. There's many rumors floating around tied to these $1,200 checks that apparently everyone is going to get it. That's the big myth. Not everyone is going to get a $1,200 check. In fact, unless you make under $75,000 a year, I'm going to show you the calculator on this, you won't get that $1,200 check. And if you make over $75,000, that money gets depleted based on how much money more you make than that $75,000 threshold. So before we take a look, a reminder, I have all of this information on mattsdailydeals.com. You go to my blog section, you'll see filing for unemployment in 2020, your guide to the 2020 stimulus check, and then even things within the market themselves and essentials that you need right now. I do have a stimulus check calculator right on my website in the blog, but let's take a look at filing for a single person, for example. And let's say you have no children that qualify. And let's say your 2019 tax return was $75,000. You get $1,200, just like that. Now let's make some adjustments for a single person, then I'm going to show you how this money changes based on your current filing status or your prior filing status. Let's give the person a raise of $85,000. The stimulus check drops to $700. Let's go to $7,500, $1,175. Let's go up in smaller increments, okay? $76,000, $1,150, $78,000. Keeps dropping. And let's increase the number of children in the household. See? Goes up a little bit, right? You got 2 kids. That money goes up. So when you enter the number of children in your household who have qualified for a child tax credit in 2019, that number is going to differ. Let's look at someone that is not single. Let's say you are married and you're filing jointly, and let's look at a slightly different situation. Perhaps this would be my situation. 1 child, and let's say I make $100,000 a year. $2,900, right? Still looking pretty good. I change this to single, $450. It drops significantly. So when you are entering your step 3, this is your adjusted gross income from your 2019 tax return. Please be advised, especially when you're submitting the information to the government, you want to be extra careful. I know you're thinking to yourselves, wow, this is great information. You're telling me to be extra careful when I enter my information. You'd be amazed at the typos professionals and other people make under these circumstances. I had to pick up a routine prescription for my daughter, and her pediatrician and the pharmacy both made mistakes on her birth date. They reversed the numbers, and these are people, I mean, you imagine, right? A pharmacist, 500 milligrams versus 50 milligrams. They deal with numbers all day long. Those are not people that you would ever expect to make a mistake, but people are making mistakes just based on the stress of the situation and sometimes the subject matter with which we're dealing. So that is the calculator that you're going to see, but you're going to notice that the number changes. Let me take a guess for the average subscriber or someone like myself. I really am not bringing in the bucks just yet, although I am hoping to one day. Let's say single, let's say there are no children, and let's say your adjusted gross income is, I don't know, $45,000. $1,200 secure, right? Let's add a couple of kids right here. Number goes up. Let's say you're the head of your household. Number stays the same. Qualifying widower, number stays the same, right? None of these factors matter if you're making under $75,000 a year. So all of those differentials, everything I'm showing you right now, are all tied to the number of children available for a tax credit, and then the factors that will most greatly impact your stimulus check are the number of children in your household who have qualified for that tax credit, and then if your income is under $75,000. If it's over $75,000, it doesn't really matter how many factors you adjust, you're not going to see much more than $1,200, let alone any of the numbers that I've just shown you. When will you get your money? There are varying reports tied to when people will receive the money, but if you have direct deposit already set up with the IRS, it means when you get refunds back on the taxes you pay, they already have that payment structure set up. You could get paid within 3 to 5 days. There's also been reports of people taking about 10 days. And since this is all very new, if you are going to receive a check through the mail after you submit this information, it could be up to 2 weeks in certain situations. With that being said, a reminder, you need to enter all of your information accurately. And if you make any false statement tied to your income or how you're filing to the government, while they may not catch up with you under these circumstances immediately, I guarantee you at some point soon, they will. Just because the left hand may not know what the right hand is doing at all times, eventually they figure each other out. And not only could you face fines, but you could be responsible for back payments, possible other consequences later down the line, nothing that we need to discuss right now. With that being said, you do need a social security number. And there are 2 exceptions to the rule. A child who is adopted that has an ETIN or the spouse of military personnel do not need social security numbers to qualify for the check. Everyone else does, including both spouses and or children. The next question I've received a lot of, when you receive the stimulus check, what happens if you owe back taxes or you're not quite caught up or in the good books with the IRS? Generally and historically, I'm not speaking in all situations, and obviously this is new and unnavigated territory, they will not take any money out of your stimulus check if you owe back taxes. There's not been any report generated yet at the time I'm recording this. With that being said, will you get taxed on this money? Well, this stimulus package has been set up essentially as a prepayment for your 2020 tax credit. So it means it will not count toward your income for 2020. What do you do if your check never arrives? The IRS will send you payment via direct deposit using the information they have from your last tax filing, or they will send a paper check to your last known address. Within 15 days of sending payment, you will also receive a confirmation by mail that the payment has been sent. The confirmation you'll receive will have information on what to do if you do not receive your payment. I'm sure I don't need to tell any subscribers of this channel, but please tell other members of your household, grandparents, seniors, anyone that's not computer savvy. There are no deposits from the government in the form of gift cards. They will not overpay you, so you need to go into your account and then pay them. None of that. You get one payment, and please watch out for all of the scams that are running rampant. Obviously, the most frequent scam is someone gets into your account or they get your account information and they move money within your accounts to make it look like you've received a larger over deposit. And with that money moving around, they may say, oh, we accidentally gave you $4,000. You owe us $2,000. Here's the account to send that $2,000 to. And by the way, you can keep $500 for being so honest. That's the most typical scam. And they're just moving money around within your account. Don't do anything. The IRS is not calling anyone tied to the stimulus check, nor is there any phone number set up, at least at the time I'm recording this, to phone your information into someone else. It is all done online, and you have to make sure that you're doing this through the reputable website that is in fact tied to the government. Please don't click on any links from emails. How should you spend your stimulus check? Well, chances are, if you've used any of the advice or if you watched this video, you don't have a paycheck right now. Or you aren't quite at that paycheck to paycheck point, but it's a very rough time. Use this for an essential, something to keep yourself or your family safe. And if you're in the rare situation right now where you do have a little bit more disposable income, treat this as a gift that you want to keep very safe in the event things get worse. Don't invest it. Don't spend it on any so-called deal or product on sale, because I can guarantee you that anything that is a so-called deal right now will be a deal for a very long time. Stores are desperately looking to help you spend your money, and there is no way to spend wisely right now unless it's on an essential, in my personal opinion. So I hope this information helped. I'll be handling all sorts of other topics more in depth, including unemployment and how to get back on our 2 feet again as the time comes. So thank you for watching. I wish you guys a safe and healthy rest of your week. I love you. Bye-bye.